Oh. Is it, are we working? Is it going? Are we going? Is it, can it hear me? It says, it's acting like it's picking me up. It's acting like we have sound. Okay, cool, we have sound. So, hi. No. So this is a Codex tutorial on how to make. What's the title? What's the title? What's the part? Um, on how to make a plant it'll keep Sims from starving to death. And I want to make this because is there anything incriminating enough? Not really. I want to make this because I play a lot with institutions and have a ton of Sims, and sometimes they just refuse to eat. And it's irritating. So you're going to open up Tmog, everyone's favorite Tmog, and you're going to find plants. See that? You know what I'm going to do? Actually, is that... I don't know. I don't know if that's... Alright, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to make this bigger so that maybe you can actually see and read things. You know what I really should do? This is a test. Here's what we'll do. So, you want to find plants, plant table spider, and you can look at it if you want to see what it is. You know, make sure you're using the spider plant. I like to use a light gray background because I think transparency looks better on it. But anyway, we're going to clone it, and put my mouse somewhere helpful. Now, you'll notice I've used a prefix, which is DD. And it's Don't Starve Plant. Actually, no, I'm going to make a Don't Starve Plant tutorial. And Magic Cookie. If you don't have a Magic Cookie, use the first 9 digits of your phone number. In the US or Canada, that works. I think most of the world, you should have more than... You could have 9 or more digits in a phone number. I can't think of anywhere else. I already started using this one, so I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to clone this. And then make sure it's selected over here. Oh, you can double click it. Now, I'm going to rename this. Let's call it. Don't Starve Live Codex Tutorial. We'll keep the price. I'm going to call it A Wonderful Plan for People who have pestilent simmies that refuse to eat when they should. Made by Damon of Logical, PayPal, fishmonger at Lysa.com. And I don't know. Alright, I'm going to click Set All. Okay. And when you look at the, do I need anything in the definition? No, I shouldn't need to edit any of that. I'm flying blind here. I didn't pre-do this tutorial, so we'll see how it works. Alright. So that's done. Next, we're going to open up Codex, since this is, after all, a Codex tutorial. Yeah, I have 2 monitors, and it displays okay. But then this pops, we can minimize that. So then this pops up, and I'm going to check writable only over here, because that greatly cuts down on the number of things that will appear in here. With all this nonsense. Oh my goodness, golly gosh, and galoshes. So use the alphabet. You can click and then just hit a key. And I'm just, let's see, so DD, and it should be costume, crystal whale, chem set. Yeah, I have some stuff in your area. Don't stop plant tutorial. Now, alright. So first things for, oh, let me look at the entry points for this. That's interesting. Well, you know it's the spider plant. Water, throw away, force healthy, force healthy, force healthy. Alright, here's what we're going to do first. Really, that is so weird that we can't look at the ID point. Anyway. So, where is it? Is it in main? What does main do? Alright, well this is the tree view, and this is where it would be helpful to actually switch sources again. You know what if? Actually, you know what? Show everything, turn on picture in picture. Alright. Hopefully you guys can see things. Alright, it's pretty tall and long, but it's not the worst. I'm just gonna move a few things like that around so that the arrows don't cut all over each other. But, number, verb idle, Alright, that's not what we need, but I'll save my little adjustments into table. Oh, this is an old object, so it probably doesn't use the OBJF, it uses the OBJD. Which means this was a bad tutorial, because we'll have to go do some stuff. Let me see. That healthier. Alright, you know what? Alright, well, first things first. Let's prevent it from being wilted or dead by just redirecting those trees so that it'll check, and then whether or not it's wilted or dead. So here a check is performed. Then, regardless, it goes to here, and then it does set healthy room score regardless. Now, if we look at set healthy room score, we have... Ooh, I didn't want to close that. So, the green one, by the way, is the entry point. And then, let's see. There's a lot of things. Alright, you know what we're going to do? We'll do that. Because that's kind of like, I feel like that's the end point to this. So, we'll just... Yeah, if you're wondering why it's like this, it's because Maxis stripped all of the header info. So, anyway, alright, this simply returns true instead of refreshing the stack object score contribution. Alright, let's see. So we start here, test object to type. Aha. That would be our tuning decom. Okay. Room impact, and then refresh my room score. Alright. So, let's save this change and close that. We're going to keep this open, because what I'm going to do is main process. Not quite. Let's see. What is... Alright, we'll claim the cheap test one. We'll copy it. And save, rename. And I'm going to rename this to... It's a good name for it. Zisabuba. Oh, you're asleep. That's my cat. Alright. We're going to call it Prevent Starvation. Now, I'm just going to build the tests right into the behave, because for this case, that's easier. So we have an entry point and a clicked expression to make an expression. And what we're going to do is, let's see. Alright, well first what we're going to do is stack objects, object ID, or actually no. So over here I need stack objects, object ID, and we're going to say temporary storage. I don't think this uses temporary storage anywhere. Let me see. 0. Uses temporary storage 0 and attribute 0. Well, uses temp storage 0. Alright, 0 is all I'm seeing. I'm going to use temporary storage 1, and we'll hope that doesn't screw anything up. Actually, oh, you know what, I know what we can do. Let's use... Can I use my attribute? Yes, I can use my attribute. I don't use attribute 0. No, don't set room score. What is it? What is it? Are you water? Oh, my friend is nauseous. Anyway. Let's see. I'm trying to find if there's an attribute we're no longer using. Attribute 0 and 1 appear to be. Let's see. I thought I adjusted this one already. Alright, well, attribute 0 no longer actually matters because the plant cannot be dead or wilted. So, we'll just store the stack object, the old stack object ID in attribute 0, and then delete. Then we're going to need a primitive up here, and we're going to go to... Where are you set to next? What are you set to next? There we go. We're going to create a set to next. And yeah, stack object ID 0, assign to... Now, I want this to work on both visitors and non-visitors. So set to next person. So true branch, set false branch. Now, strictly speaking, that can really only return true, but I'll just set the false branch there anyway. It's a habit. Now, I do, however, want to react differently for residents and guests, because I don't want it to be too cheaty, especially on the residents that I can actually control. But the non-controllable sims can just whatever. But actually, now that I think about it, first we need to filter NPCs. So let's take stack somewhere. There will be stack objects person data. Yeah, stack objects person data. And we need person type equals literal value. I think it's 2. I think it's 2. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do a check. Let's just move these things, because I know there's another object that checks. It's one of Inga's season objects, and I know that has a check for it. Let's see, seasons. Actually, this is a variation on it, but recode. Let's see, equals. Yes, if it equals 2, it ignores them. Even though I don't, I guess I could try to change NPCs, but it's possible that NPCs would, they might be designed to react a certain way, and I don't want to screw with that. So first, let's filter out the NPCs. If it's an NPC, it'll go back there. Then, you need an expression. You use a lot of expressions. Be expressive. So then, I need stack objects. Stack objects person data. What are you? Stack objects person data. I'm looking for family. Yeah, stack objects person data family equals, and I'm going to have to. No, I didn't want that. I'm going to have to go into my Google Docs. This should be posted on my website. No, I don't. No, that'll make me a doc. Forgot. Google Drive. What are you? Sims 1 things. And I'm going to need global from simulation current family, which is decimal number 9, which I know because it's on my chart here. So, equals global from simulation, and then in here, I need to put a 9. Alright. So if they're not an NPC, see if they're a resident. Oh, maybe. Oh, you know what? Whatever. I'm just going to put that there. So if they're not an NPC, we're going to see if they're a resident. If they are an NPC, we're just going to go back to next. And we're just going to find another person. And you know what? This should also work on pets. We're going to have to handle pets, aren't we? Yes, we are. Which one's this? Oh, that's okay, whatever. So, referring back to this object, and in fact the same behave, actually, is stack animal. Okay, yeah, is their gender 2 or 3? Tests if they're an animal. So, is stack objects person data. And we need to find gender. Yes, gender 2 and 3 are cats and dogs. Roll value 2, and I'm actually going to copy and paste that. I'm going to make you 3. And you know what, actually, you know, I'm going to and if it's still false, go there. And then if either of them are true, however, then let me think. What do we want to do? You know what? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Actually. So anyway, up here we need. What is it? Look, tutorial. That's what we're doing. Let's see. This is so interesting, I know. You know, we're going to need set motive change, but I don't know if we need that just yet. Actually, here, let's grab another expression. Let's go for, yeah, stack objects motives. I guess they're the same for pets, because it doesn't say, so stack object motive hunger is less than, I think motives are out of a maximum of 10,000. So, let me think. 10,000 divided by 10 is 1,000. Does that, let me think. Motives are out, if 10,000 is full, then half of that would be 5,000. Then half of that would be 2,500. Then half of 2,500 would be 3.5, so 1,035? 135? There. So hunger is less than 135, and it appears that it doesn't matter if they're pets, but set motive change we're going to do now, and let's see. Alright, I need to figure out. Okay, I was looking for which parameter actually changed. Which is it? Okay, the third argument here actually changes food, energy, comfort. Hunger is 7. My motive's hunger. And we don't want my, because my will refer to Alright, I guess we're stuck using my. Ooh, wait, if we're stuck using my, You know what? I'm going to say okay. What we have there. I'm going to go look at the leisure plant. I'm going to see how Ina did hers. The next person. See, she got hers to be stack objects. Oh, she just directly assigns them. Okay. It's actually easier. So, right, well, here we're going to branch off. And the hunger is less than. I'm going to make you 5,000. They're not a family member. Do 5,000. Now I'm going to need expression. And I'm going to need stack objects, motives, hunger, plus equals, what should we add? Alright, you know what, I'm going to make it 100. Add 100, and then go back to there. True branch. And then, of course, if the hunger is not correct, you need to go back to set to next person, because, of course, they don't need to be done. And let's see. Yeah, go back to hunger, then test, and then when they're above the threshold. But you know what? Because my threshold is so high, I'm actually going to make this 500 because I know, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it 1,000. This way it'll have to go twice or maybe 5 times for them, but actually, you know what? I do a check anyway, so I'm just gonna and I'm checking more just to be sure. Actually, both true and false can go back to there. And then, yes, check for gender. Actually, you know what, though, we don't have to, because it'll happen on pets, whatever. We don't even need to check for pets. Get to next person. Now, this will go through all the people, see how hungry they are. And if they're hungry enough... Oh, okay. And if they're hungry enough... Oh, forgot to do something. Actually, I forgot to assign the stack object ID to 0. Yeah, we need to do that so that it actually gets all the people. So then it'll go through everyone, check their hunger. And yeah, it'll go through everyone, check their hunger. And that should immediately put them above the threshold so that it'll return false. Then, when we run out of people, we need an expression And what we need is what? Let's assign stack object ID assigned to my attribute 0. Or no, true goes down there, false goes over there, onto my attribute 0, and then what? And then we're done. We can return true. Looks kind of like a genie bottle. A lot of these I call a lot of them genie bottles. So, we have our prevent starvation behave. And I'm going to stick that in the main. There's a good spot to stick it. You know what? Let me see. I'm going to stick it with save. Starvation is there. Sometimes things don't show up, which is dumb. But now let's pray. Oh, that's fun. It didn't save. Decided. Oh, well, it saved these changes. It decided. So, we get to do it all again because it decided not to save. Resource doesn't match or behave. Override it with new tree. See, it's saved, but not properly. I wonder. Yeah, we're just gonna have to do that. But I'm going to show you. Put it in there. And I'm actually... Yeah, we'll just put it in there. So now, let's do this again. Let's that's out of bounds, whatever. Okay. Stack object, oh no. My attribute 0. Going to stack object ID. Then we're going, what should we use? What comes next? Alright, then we need stack object ID assigned to literal value 0. Primitive to next person. And then expression, stack object, stack objects person data, person type equals 2. If it does equal 2, we need to pick a new person. So then, actually, how do you we'll do that angle so that I don't like the arrows to overlap. It drives me nuts. Expression, stack objects, person data, family, where are you? Family number equals global from simulation 9. Alright, I'm going to do an expression, and let's see, stack objects. Oh no, that's not it. Stack objects motives, hunger are less than, what I said, half of 25 was 1, half of 5, we'll say, yeah, we'll do it 1250. Copy paste. But for guests, I want it to be a little bit lower. Let's do 3000. And then I'm going to do plus equals, yeah. I mean, I could really just assign them, but I think adding them is just shorter. Sure, go down, and if it's not, do that. And just check again. The redundant check is redundant, but whatever. Next, thank you, split cam. Next, we're going to need expression. We'll do stack, and we're going to do stack object ID assigned to my attribute 0, true, true, and you know what, actually? Alright, well, yes. Alright, so it appears to have saved. Yes. Save. Save. Now what I'm going to do, in case it doesn't save again, is open up another test object. And I'm going to paste the behave so that it's there for later in case it doesn't save again. Let's see, DD, what are you? Starve plant, and prevent starvation. It did some rearranging that I'm not particularly fond of. Wait, is this? Hang on. That's person. Hang on a minute. I don't know what it's doing. Okay, first of all, that needs to be the false line. And you need to be the true line. Oh, actually, no, you need to be true first. Then you. Let me see, 125, 125, 300, 300. Yes. Apply, save. Now let's make sure it's in the main, yes. And let's see, oh, this. See, on a residential lot, it just idle, or on an away lot, it just idles. And what I think I'm going to do, so I'm going to do for away lots. Let's think, properties. And, oh, actually, will you let me, So what if I fill this? Let me see. Oh, it let me put -1 there. -1, -1, -1. Yeah, if you fill it with -1, it'll just... Yeah, just keep looping between idling and sweeping the lot. That should be fine. Okay. No. Make it smaller, so you're not hanging over, which I just noticed you were. Those. We don't need those. It's time to test. And I don't have my disk in. Hang on. It's reading the disk. That is the correct CD-ROM. I can't curse. I'm streaming. Normally I swear like a sailor. Did that screw up the Hangout? No. Oh yeah, I made a custom screen Everything looks too red on the Google Hangout. I don't know. It looks more orange for me. Everything really looks too red. Like it really, really looks too red. Okay. And let me go to my test neighborhood. Now, who's the unlucky... You know, let's go to Gina Cat. Let's see her. Oh yeah, some it's... Don't ask. Now, the interesting thing is, I believe this will only actually update Sims in the same room. So now what I'm going to do, three rooms off, put that in there. We're just unfortunately going to have to wait a bit. See what happens. La la la. Actually, you know what? I'm out here for the cats too. Oop. Well, it appears to be something to the cats. Gina hasn't appeared to have gotten hungry enough. Yeah, the cat's motives do seem to be shooting up. She is so whiny. Here, you know what? There. You can sit while you starve. How about that? Purple for Gina will arrive in about an hour. Yeah, well, Gina doesn't need to go to work. No, Gina doesn't need to go to work. Gina has to almost starve to death so we can see if this works. Would you like to breed your pets? No. Of course, it must be working or the cats should have starved by now. Uh-oh, she missed work again. Huh. Okay, so we got a tune the iterations error. Oh, right. It's actually, it will sweep all Sims on the lot. Because I just used set to next. But the cats have been going without food or anything for a while, so I think they're okay. Alright, so we're getting a too many iterations error. And I do know why that happens. And I know exactly how I'm going to fix it. Open this up, and first things first, I'm going to go straight to set to next person instead of doing the redundant check. And, oh, actually, you know what? Can do is, what are you? Properties. I'm just too lazy to type a folder name. It's really all that came down to. I can view the error log. Now, let's see, an error occurred. I'll make this bigger so you guys can read it. An error occurred on the plant table spider number 15 during the iteration. Stack size 2 error during the iteration. Yep, it was prevent starvation. That was causing just main and prevent starvation. So, the other thing, zero. Now, that actually should have fixed it. The bounce, I think it was bouncing back and forth too many times. Because it wasn't quite augmented yet. So, let's see. Shouldn't take as long to start this time. Yeah. Do the cats have any food? Yes. The bowls are actually full to start. It may be idling too many times to be effective, too. It's all part of the live debugging process. Now check. Actually, no, you know what? That's the, what is it? The MC Toxic Beach. I'm not entirely sure who made that chant. Oh, La Raccoon. But, so yeah, we're basically just babysitting her needs. Just speed this up. There we go. It shot completely back up, which is not the intended behavior, but strictly speaking, it's working. So, oh, you know what? They must be out of only 1,000, not 10,000. Whatever, simple fix. We'll just cut a 0 off the end of both. Oh, that's another reason that I was getting human iterations, because it was always, because those numbers were way too high, so it would keep bouncing back. It's a process. It's all about process. Is this? I think that's a max ascend table. I've had some objects for years and years, and I don't even know anymore. Well, it said I had a private message on CTO, but apparently I don't. How dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb. Takes a while to wait for somebody to starve to death. I can pick my nose all I want, I'm not on camera. Ha! You know, I'm gonna say I'm doing it. You know? It's really the point. Start faster! pets have the same motives? Yeah, pets do have all the same motives. Well, it's still shooting them up higher than I think it should, but we're going to go with it because this tutorial's gone on long enough.